Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐢𝐻𝐻𝐵 Sharma.
Hello and welcome to the ForumIAS. Today is 18 September 2023, coming to you with the most important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. These are the articles we are going to discuss. First one is Assessing Outcomes of G20 Summit. This is the relevant for your GS Paper 2 and the Prelims GS 1. India is at pivotal moment in the healthcare journey. This is the relevant for your GS Paper 2 and Prelims GS 1. Army likely to induct 114 Danush guns by 2026, say officials. This is the relevant for your Prelims GS Paper 1. Santiniketan finds its place on UNESCO's World Heritage List. This is the relevant for your GS Paper 1, that is in Prelims. Committed to helping artisans, says PM unveils 13,000 crore scheme. This is the relevant to your preliminary paper GS1. Now let's go to the first article. It is about outcomes of G20 Summit. Recently, 18th G20 Summit 2023 concluded in India with the conclusion of final meeting of the head of states in New Delhi. The summit under India's presidency was a historic success. It ended with the adoption of New Delhi Declaration, which was adopted with 100% consensus. This is a huge diplomatic win for India considering the stance taken on Ukraine crisis was agreed upon by both Russia and China. The summit saw several new global initiatives which were launched which will change the global landscape. Now let's talk about the theme of G20. India has introduced the lotus as its logo, and the Sanskrit phrase Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam means one earth, one family, one future as the theme. Bharat, the other name for India, was also written there. And also, the G20 logo draws inspiration from the vibrant colors of India's national flag, saffron, white and green and blue, that reflects growth amid challenges. The Earth reflects India's pro-planet approach to life, one in perfect harmony with nature. And the second philosophy given in the article is choose between fighting poverty and fighting for our planet. What does this mean? Let's understand. Because world is going through the after effects of disruptive ones in a century pandemic, conflicts and a lot of economic uncertainty. So the symbol of the lotus in the G20 logo is representative of hope in this time. No matter how adverse the circumstances, the lotus still blooms. Even if the world is in a deep crisis, we can still progress and make the world a better place. Now come to the second point. There are goals to which the members are fully committed. These range from securing inclusive growth and accelerating full implementation of the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda to addressing debt vulnerability, reform of multilateral development banks, and integrating the perspectives of the Global South into the future G20 agenda. Let's discuss about this above point. If we talk about sustainable development means green development, climate finance and lifestyle for environment. C. It emphasizes on combating climate change with a focus on climate technology and finance, as well as ensuring equitable energy transitions for developing nations. Now, talk about debt vulnerability. What does this mean? What India did? Let's discuss. India focuses on accelerated, inclusive and resilient growth. Means it focuses on initiatives that could result in structural change such as assisting small and medium-sized business in international trade, advancing labor rights and welfare, addressing the global skills gap, and constructing inclusive agricultural value chains and food systems. Also, India focuses on accelerating progress in SDGs. What does this mean? Let's understand. The commitment to achieving the goals outlined in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development with an emphasis on addressing the COVID-19 pandemic's effects. And India focuses on technologies. It focuses on technological transformation and digital public infrastructure. Means encouragement of a human-centric view of technology and increased knowledge exchange in areas like financial inclusion, digital public infrastructure, and tech-enabled development in industries like agriculture and education, in order to promote socio-economic development and the achievement of the SDGs. Emphasis should be placed on inclusive growth and development with a focus on women's empowerment and representation. Let's talk about reform of multilateral. Multilateral institutions for the 21st century means efforts to reform multilateralism and build a more accountable, inclusive, and representative global order capable of addressing the challenges of the 21st century. And also, by holding the meeting of the Global South countries along with G20 meetings, India has become the voice of the erstwhile sidelined Global South. Let's understand the term Global South. The term Global South began by loosely referring to those countries that were left out of the industrialization era and had a conflict of ideology with the capitalist and communist countries, accentuated by the Cold War. It also includes countries that are mostly in Asia, Africa, and South America. Moreover, Global North is defined essentially by an economic division between the rich and poor countries. Global North refers loosely to countries like the US, Canada, Europe, Russia, Australia, and New Zealand. Now, why it is significant? Because Global South is significant because of its large population, rich cultures, and abundant natural resources. And the issues with Global South are economic equality, climate change, lack of infrastructure, political instability, limited human capacity. So, we can also say that this is the role of India in the governance of Global South. See, geopolitical issues. A fine balance was struck between the Russian red line and the insistency by G7 on ensuring respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty or political independence. Let's understand this point. See, the 55-member African Union was formally made permanent member of the G20 in order to make the grouping more representative. AU has been put on par with the European Union. The entry of the AU would provide greater voice to the Global South within the G20, where the G7 countries have long played a dominant role. India as the leader of Global South, African Union's inclusion in the Delhi Summit reinforced Indian positions as the leader of Global South. So this is the fresh momentum of India-Africa relationship because India's Africa outreach has witnessed several crests and troughs over the decades. Inclusion of AU is a crest for Indian diplomacy. Let's talk about India's role on Russia-Ukraine war. India has gained credibility on both sides as a mediator. Also, India was successful in preventing an attack on the nuclear power station in Ukraine. Discussions to intervene with Russia took place during the Black Sea grain shipment. India has the good relations with Moscow and the West. India can use this unique leverage to put pressure on Russia to end its war in Ukraine. India has geopolitical ambitions also. Means peacekeeping could help India gain a permanent seat on the UN Security Council. If we talk about India-Russia friendship, then Russia is still India's largest and most reliable supplier of military hardware. Russia is an important partner for India in the peaceful use of nuclear energy. And in G20 presidency, Prime Minister Modi has repeatedly asserted India's position that this was not the era of war and has also indicated a willingness to make peace in Europe and give a voice to the Global South through its presidency of the G20. Now let's talk about reform of international financial institutions. The summit talked about restructuring the global financial system that was devised in the Bretton Woods Conference at the end of World War II. But there are no timelines or an action plan because the goal of G20 aims to secure global financial stability by involving middle income countries. The G20 has also embraced the 2023 Financial Inclusion Action Plan, which outlines a roadmap for financial inclusion, particularly for individual and MSMEs. Now, come to the most important discussion of this article is about multilateralism. Let's discuss about this. First, understand the word multilateralism. The relationship between three or more groups of states is known as multilateralism. It consists of some qualitative principles that construct the character of an institution or arrangement. The principles are a commitment to the diffusion of reciprocity, indivisibility among participants on interest, and a system to settle disputes. So, this is multilateralism 2.0 because multilateral cooperation today is confronting multiple crises. First, due to persistent deadlocks, multilateralism has lost the majority's trust. And the second, multilateralism is facing a utility crisis where powerful member states think it is no longer useful for them. Now, the view that global challenges of the 21st century can only be addressed through multilateralism, reforms, and international cooperation. So, we conclude that key criteria for the success of the summit is the degree of implementation of its decisions, but this will afford it an answer only in the medium term. That's all for this topic. Let's come to the another main topic, that is India is at a pivotal moment in its healthcare journey. This one is written by Apollo Group founder and focused upon health sector of India. In the last few years, India has steadily become a strong voice for various critical issues, whether it is climate change, electrification, new age manufacturing, or the space race. India is at the forefront and even leading the change. And also, India became the first country to successfully land a mission near the south pole of the moon and concluded a very successful G20 presidency, fostering global alignment on a range of issues. Now let's discuss about this article. India, that is now the world's diabetes capital, also millions have hypertension and its youth are succumbing to heart attacks, cancer, respiratory issues, depression, and more. If left unchecked, India's non-communicable disease burden will be nearly $4 trillion by 2030. This is one of the biggest roadblocks to India's development and will create an age tax on India's demographic dividend. And also, we also notice that India that is ambitious and India that believes in its destiny to be the global leader, India that is guided by the heritage of an ancient civilization but fueled by the energy, passion, and ambition of its youth. Let's discuss about the term NCD. NCD means non-communicable disease. Example of diseases are heart disease, cancer, chronic respiratory disease, and diabetes. And it is the leading cause of death worldwide and represent an emerging global health threat. Also, deaths from NCDs now exceed all communicable disease deaths combined. Because a study conducted what it shows that the diabetes and other non-communicable diseases show that 31 million more Indians became diabetic in 4 years 2019 to 2020. This study was conducted in 2021 and conducted by Madras Diabetes Research Foundation in collaboration with the Indian Council of Medical Research and the Union Health Ministry. Let's discuss about this study. There are two big trend indicators in the study. Firstly, diabetes and other metabolic non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, obesity are much more common than estimated previously in India. Secondly, while currently urban regions had higher rates of all metabolic NCDs than rural areas, with the exception of pre-diabetes. Rural India will see a diabetes explosion in the next 5 years if left unregulated. Interstate variation in NCDs. This study highlights interstate and interregional variations. The highest diabetes prevalence was found in Goa, Puducherry, and Kerala, while prediabetes was prevalent in Sikkim and hypertension was highest in Punjab. Generalized obesity and abdominal obesity were highest in Puducherry, while Kerala had high hypercholesterolemia and high LDL cholesterol. The lowest prevalence of NCDs was found in UP, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and Jharkhand. Now, let's discuss about the India's initiatives. National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Disease, and Stroke is being implemented under the National Health Mission. So, the program focuses on strengthening infrastructure, human resource development, health promotion, and awareness generation for prevention. Early diagnosis, management, and referral to an appropriate level of health care facility for treatment of the NCDs. And also, recently, the government has renamed this program as National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Disease. The central government is implementing the strengthening of tertiary care cancer, if we can say in short form, that is TCCC. This facilitates a scheme to support the setting up of state cancer institutes and tertiary care centers in different parts of the country. Fit India movement. This Fit India movement is being implemented by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, and various yoga related activities are carried out by the Ministry of Ayush. Affordable medicines and reliable implants for treatment Deen Dayal. We can also say this in short form is Amrit. Affordable medicines and reliable implants for treatment Deen Dayal outlets have been opened at 159 institutions, hospitals with an objective to make available cancer and cardiovascular disease drugs and implants at discounted prices to the patients. Jan Aushadhi. Stores are set up by the Department of Pharmaceuticals to provide generic medicines at affordable prices. Now, if we see the last 50 years progress, country has become a long way from 1983, made tremendous progress on the key health matrix. Infant mortality has improved by 4 times, maternal mortality has improved by 7 times, and the average life expectancy of an Indian is up nearly 30% from 55 years to over 70 now. India has made tremendous progress on key health metrics. Infant mortality has improved by 4 times. That is why India has world-class healthcare infrastructure along with incredible clinical talent. India is becoming the fast-growing destination for medical value travel, not just for the price but also for the speed of access and the sheer quality of care. Because India's expertise is in highly specialized areas such as organ transplants, cardiology, oncology means study of cancer, a doctor who treats cancer and provides medical care for a person diagnosed with the cancer called oncologist. Now, let's discuss about the role of AI in medical sector and how it helps. AI algorithms make the systems more precise as they get the opportunity to understand training data, which further helps humans understand the treatment variability, care processes, diagnostics, and patient result. So now, introduction of proton beam therapy technology, making India is a regional leader in cancer treatment. Let's understand about proton beam therapy technology and how it is useful in treatment of cancer patients. It is a proton-based radiation therapy used to treat cancers, especially of neck and head regions. And the advantage of this therapy is that it targets the precise locations and tumors, which reduces the toxic effects of conventional X-ray based radiation treatments. With this technique, accuracy increases in the diagnosis of cancer patients and can be looked after or be cured at a stage where it does not turn fatal. And So we can say that it saves numerous lives. Now come to the another solution. Another solution is robotic assisted surgery. Let's understand about robotic assisted surgery. Robotic or robot assisted surgery integrates advanced computer technology with the experience of the skilled surgeons. This technology provides the surgeon with a 10x magnified high definition 3D image of the body's intricate anatomy. The surgeon uses controls in the console to manipulate special surgical instruments that are smaller as well as more flexible than the human mind. The robot replicates the surgeon's hand movements while minimizing hand tremors. Let's discuss the benefits of this. It makes the performance of complicated procedures much easier. Also, it allows doctor to perform different types of complex procedures with more precision, flexibility and control than possible with the conventional techniques. It reduces the trauma caused to the patient by allowing surgery to be performed through small ports or keyholes rather than via large incisions. We can say this is simplifies surgeries because the instruments can access hard to reach areas of patient's body more easily through smaller incisions compared with traditional open and laparoscopic surgeries. It helps in shorter recovery times with fewer complications and a shorter hospital stay. Now, another potential application of artificial intelligence are managing medical records and other data. What this do? The first step in healthcare is compiling and analyzing information, means like medical records and other past history. Data management is the most widely used application of artificial intelligence and digital automation. Robots collect, store, format, and trace data to provide faster, more consistent access. Another is virtual nurses, means the AI has been used to develop a digital nurse to help people monitor patients' condition and follow up with the treatments between doctor visits. If we go back in 2016, Boston Children's Hospital developed an app, Alexa, that gives basic health information and advice for parents of ill children. So here we can also notice that nearly 200 artificial intelligence startups in India are today innovating and creating AI-based solutions for various industries. It can complement digital and India mission by helping in the big data analysis, which is not possible without using AI. That's all for this topic. Now comes to the third article. This article also relevant to GS3 paper, that is defense, and it is important for prelims. Danush is the first long-range artillery gun to be produced in India. According to defense sources, the army, which has ordered 114 Danush artillery guns and has one regiment operational already, is expecting to receive all the guns by 2026. Now, army focusing on long range and augmented firepower, the army is also looking at vastly increasing the range of the Pinaka multi-rocket launch system, and the Defense Research Development Organization is working on it. One regiment that was equipped with Danush was operationalized only last year. There has been slight delay due to some imported components. Now, let's discuss about the features. So, Dhanush is a 155 mm 45 caliber towed artillery gun with a range of 36 km and has demonstrated a range of 38 km with specialized ammunition. It is an upgrade of the existing 155 meter 39 caliber Bofors FH-77 gun, and also it is compatible with all North Atlantic Treaty Organization (NATO) 155 mm ammunition system. The gun is equipped with inertial navigation based sighting system, auto-link facility, onboard ballistic computation, and an advanced day and night direct firing system. The guns can travel in all terrains, desert and high altitude. The self-propulsion unit allows the gun to negotiate and deploy itself in mountainous terrains with ease. Also, Army sources stated the army currently has 4 Pinaka regiments and 6 more on order. As we know earlier, the range of the original Pinaka rockets was 37 km, which was enhanced to 45 km with the upgraded Mk1, while the guided Pinaka has a range of 75 km. Now, let's discuss about Pinaka rocket system. What is this? Pinaka is a multi-barrel rocket launcher system named after Shiva's bow. Can fire a salvo of 12 rockets over a period of 44 seconds. The new version is equipped with advanced technology to enhance its strength, and also the metal weight is lesser compared to the earlier version. This is designed by laboratories of DRDO, and it has the ability to strike within 10 meters of where it is aimed, allowing the army to destroy a terrorist camp or an enemy post, logistics dump or headquarters without needing to send soldiers across the border. That's all for this topic. Let's move further to the next article. And the fourth topic is Santiniketan finds its place on UNESCO's World Heritage List. This topic is important for prelims point of view. Let's discuss about this. Santiniketan, the town in West Bengal, was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List during the 45th session of the World Heritage Committee in Saudi Arabia. Let's discuss about why is this in news. Santiniketan began as an ashram established by Rabindranath Tagore's father, Debendranath Tagore, with the vision of a sanctuary for meditation and unity among individuals, regardless of caste or creed. And now, Santiniketan becomes India's 41st World Heritage. Let's discuss about the architectural style of Santiniketan. Santiniketan's architectural style represents a departure from British colonial and European modernist influences of the early 20th century. It draws from ancient, medieval, and folk traditions across Asia, embracing a pan-Asian modernity. And also, these architectural structures created in the 19th century hold historical importance in Santiniketan's founding and its association with the universal spirit, signifying a revival of religious ideals in Bengal and India. That's all for this topic. Let's move forward with our last topic of the day. That is, this is the relevant to our prelims GS1 paper. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the PMvishwakkarma scheme in New Delhi on the occasion of Vishwakarma Jayanti. Vishwakarma, in Hindu mythology, Vishwakarma was the architect of the gods and was the divine carpenter and master craftsman. And also, Vishwakarma scheme will provide government support to workers engaged in traditional crafts and skills. 18 traditional trades will be covered under this scheme. These include carpenter, boat maker, blacksmith, hammer and toolkit maker, locksmith, goldsmith, potter, sculptor, stone breaker, cobbler, mason, basket, wire weaver, traditional doll, toy maker, barber, garland maker, washerman, tailor and fishing net maker. Let's discuss about its key features. First one is artisans and craftspeople will be provided a recognition through PM Vishwakarma certificate and ID card. This scheme has a provision of credit support of up to rupees 1 lakh, that is first tranche, and rupees 2 lakh, that is second tranche, with a concessional interest rate of 5%. And it also has a provision to provide skill upgradation, incentive for toolkit, as well as digital transactions and marketing support. Skilling programs will take place at both basic and advanced types. Participants will get a stipend of rupees 500 per day while undergoing training, and also beneficiaries will also receive up to rupees 15,000 to buy modern tools. Now let's move forward to the previous MCQs. Now this is the question of prelims. Question 1 is, in which one of the following groups are all 4 countries members of G20? First one is Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey. Second is Australia, Canada, Malaysia and New Zealand. Third option is Brazil, Iran, Saudi Arabia and Vietnam. Last option is Indonesia, Japan, Singapore and South Korea. The first option is correct. Argentina, Mexico, South Africa, and Turkey. Okay, because the G20 is an informal group of 19 countries and the European Union with representatives of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank. In order to achieve a robust global economic growth, the member countries which represent and contribute more than 80% of the global GDP. The G20 members include Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Republic of Korea, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, the United Kingdom, the United States and the European Union. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Now, the second question is, with reference to the G20 Common Framework, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It is an initiative endorsed by the G20 together with the Paris Club. Second statement is, it is an initiative to support low-income countries with unsustainable debt. Which of the statements given above are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor C. So answer is C, both 1 and 2. Why? To address the problem of unsustainable debt levels, the G20 reached agreement in November 2020 on a common framework for debt treatments. So statement 1 is correct. The common framework for debt treatment beyond the DSSI is an initiative endorsed by the G20 together with the Paris Club. Statement 2 is correct. The common framework for debt treatment beyond the DSSI is an initiative to support in a structural manner low-income countries with unsustainable debt. The common framework considers debt treatment on a case-by-case basis, driven by requests from eligible debitor countries. In response to a request for debt treatment, a creditor committee is convened. Negotiations are supported by the IMF and the World Bank, including through their debt sustainability analysis. This is the main question for you. So, I hope the discussion what we had in first article, I hope you would be able to answer for this question. If you are having any doubts, then you can post in comment box. That's all for today. Thank you.